join me for tea?
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all of you. Culture is our way of life. It includes our values, beliefs, customs, languages, and traditions. Our culture measures the quality of life, our vitality, and the health of our organization. Through our culture, we develop a strong sense of belonging, personal growth, and the ability to empathize and relate to each other. Prime is known for its distinct culture, and the shining beacon of culture and ethics in the organization are our two beloved Prime leaders, Dr. Jamil and Dr. Tasneem. By instituting events like the Prime Personality, they have ensured that there are always examples of people who continue to inspire us and enthuse us. Our first Prime Personalities of the year 2021 were the brave hearts who scaled Mount Kilimanjaro. And in case you're wondering who this season's Prime Personalities are, I will now call upon Dr. Tasneem, our Deputy Managing Director and Director Medical Affairs, to introduce you to them as she invites them for the coveted tea with Dr. Tasneem.
It's a great pleasure for me to welcome you to this afternoon get-together. Dr. Jamil and I often discuss about how fortunate we are to have such an amazing Prime family with us. And therefore, this time, as we were contemplating about who we recognize as the Prime Personality for this season, both of us unanimously thought of the Thrive 21 program, which has been the absolute differentiator in improving the performance levels across the organization. While each and everyone has contributed to the parameters of Thrive 21 in their own capacity and role, the success of this program has been driven by the 5 team leaders of the respective task forces, with some amazing guidance from the task force chairs. These 5 individuals have involved everyone in the organization and followed up on all the critical areas, and therefore, it is no surprise that for this, today they are being felicited as the Prime Personality. They have gone about doing their work quietly and have been successful in moving the performance needle significantly in the areas assigned to them. I invite the 5 team leaders. Task Force 1, Mr. Dipnesh, welcome. Please. Task Force 2, Dr. Asiya. Please welcome Dr. Asiya.
Thank you.
Task Force 3, Dr. Sumaiya. Welcome, Dr. Sumaiya. And Task Force 4, Ms. Minal and Dr. Hiba. Welcome, Ms. Minal. Last time, the Prime Personalities who were chosen had scaled Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's tallest mountain. Do you think climbing Mount Kilimanjaro is tougher or being a team leader of Thrive 21? Dr. Sumaiya.
Oh my God. I think definitely being a team leader is tougher. There's one Mount Kilimanjaro to climb. Here we had like several mountains to climb.
Okay.
And all of them were climbing different mountains, and we had to ensure that all of us reach our goal. So definitely much, much tougher. The only similarity was that, yes, just like Mount Kilimanjaro, it relies on teamwork and we have our goals to reach. But here, it's like the challenges and roadblocks that they faced, we faced in terms of people being the challenges. So for us, the process and people were the challenges, which is much, much more tougher than climbing a mountain.
But the destination was the same for everyone.
Yes. But sometimes for us, we thought that when we reach the goalpost has changed.
Okay.
So we feel that we have reached our goal, but now there is something else. There's something addition to it. The process is something different. So it's not as easy as just climbing a mountain. Climbing a mountain has its physical strength.
Challenges,
also.
physical challenges are more.
Here, the
Yes.
mental challenges, the
Yeah.
emotional, the draining, the stress is more.
I think that's the
So,
difference. It's less
Definitely.
physical and
Yes,
more of
yes.
the.
And at the same time, we had other people climbing their mountains, so we had to ensure that all of us reach our goal on time.
Absolutely.
That's
So,
great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you all would agree on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So
Yes.
definitely it was a much more tougher than climbing.
So
the
maybe
mountain.
next time we
Okay.
can have something higher than Mount
Yes.
Kilimanjaro, and maybe after Thrive 2021, we have the name itself, some mountain to reach.
And the people who climb the mountain, I would have to go back and check their rejections. So then I would ask them that question. So yes,
Yeah.
definitely much more tougher.
It was overall
So
a
I-
little
Yes.
more prolonged journey also,
Yes.
and we are still.
Yes, I think the duration was much longer. We had for almost 6 months.
Yes, we had
Yes,
6 months.
yes.
And there, I think the people are 4 members in the mounting, the climbing the Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, from Prime.
Here we have whole organization to take along.
Yes.
Take along and
Carry
climb.
along,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
The mindset is different.
Different
and,
personalities.
different personality,
Yes.
different hierarchy, and keeping everyone together. I
Yeah,
think it's a
yeah.
tough challenge. compared to-
Amazing, amazing. And thank you very much for reaching your destination, all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
to all of or each and every member of Thrive and every member of Prime, because
Yeah.
that's what helped us reach our goal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be an impossible task for us. So
Yes.
thank you to everyone. Thank you.
That's great.
And
That's
there
great.
is- I would say there is the difference between the first prime personality and second prime personality. I can see earlier we can call it as a woman empowerment. Now it is a more woman dominant.
That's well put, Dipnesh. Thank you so much. I think out of the 5 team leaders,
Yeah.
4
One
of
is
them,
man,
yes,
4 are women.
yes,
So
yes.
it is
Yes.
more woman
That's
dominant.
really well put. Thank you.
And we had like around 15 or 16 mountains for each of the branch we had to climb,
Yes.
and it was a long journey of
Yeah, a
achieving-
successful one. That's most important.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Dr. Asiya, can I ask you, tell us some of the interesting stories that happened to you as you went about with Thrive 21.
Thrive 21 interesting stories. I'll call it a journey.
Yeah.
Because it is definitely a journey for me, which if we call it that, the foundation stone was bounced back, and now this is a continuation phase. It completely changed the way I work. Personally, it is for me. And then, the way we approach to people, the way teams are working. So I believe I need a little extended answer, because everybody needs to know about the whole journey and, different perceptions. So when we started this Thrive 2021, I believe I spoke to Ms. Minal that, are we going to be really left alone, team leaders? I think we spoke,
yes, we did.
because I was not clear on, as team leaders, it is a huge responsibility, and that too, the core members are the immediate leaders and chairs. And before this, I do have always a privilege to have most of the core committee or leaders as my immediate bosses, but this was the whole now complete hierarchy, and it was little.
That's because the chairs were different during each month. That's the reason. I think
Absolutely.
your comfort level with your chairs was there, and then you had to build a rapport with the others. Yes.
So this
Okay.
was first of the challenge as
Yeah.
a team leader, that okay, now we have every month different chairs,
Yeah.
how they will reciprocate, how we are going to report, and how we're going to compile
Get the
whole-
guidance. Yes.
and that
Yeah.
too, they're from each different department.
Yeah.
So over the period of journey, I really found that every chair there's something to learn, and they all have the same pace to understand. They have already reached to a level where they already know everything,
Yeah.
and it's the time to learn from them. Starting from first privilege was under Mr. Dr. Jamil and yourself, Doctor. So the vision is there, which is very clear that this is the vision and we have to pursue. Alhamdulillah, Thrive 2021 is a success. So this is how the vision was pursued. So
Really,
I have
thank
just
you
accumulated-
all the chairs, task force chairs.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It was
Yeah.
it was a journey, and it's still an honor. I'm still feeling it.
Any goof up along the way, Dr. Asiya? Anything that you remember?
I
Any
believe-
incident that stands out?
I believe the best thing was that our chairs were reported to me on weekly basis in the last one.
She's just thrilled about that. She's just thrilled about that fact
I'm
itself.
really thrilled because
For
it
me,
was,
I visited one branch and I went specifically to speak to that particular physician, and I was telling the clinic admin that, listen, I have to speak to this physician, okay? He's going too overboard and I have to speak to him. And she's like, okay. And he's sitting right next to her. And I didn't know that because he's masked.
Oh.
So he's like, Dr. Sumaiya, you didn't recognize me. And I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, when I spoke to him about rejections, it was as if he was getting very offended. So, and then in between, he was a little defensive. And then he was like, okay, coming around. And then he's like, okay, now you tell me what to do. So he was so confused throughout the way that I was like, okay, I shouldn't have, I caught him off guard actually.
Right,
because I was saying in such an assertive manner to that clinic admin that he was hearing, and I was like, oh my God, this is not how I want to start,
Yes,
So
yes.
that was one thing, that every meeting with physicians was very interesting for us. Because
Yeah.
some were getting very offended, some were very defensive, some were like, okay, say what you have to and just leave, So
Okay.
they were like,
So
"We have
this,
to do
what
it."
is this something which kept you awake at night? What aspect of Thrive 21 kept you awake at night?
The most important aspect was that we were dealing with rejections. So, and at the same time, because Dr. Jamil is there, so I had to be very careful that we don't touch the revenue in any negative way. So as much as we had to reduce the rejections, it shouldn't impact the revenue negatively. So that was one thing that
The balance.
Yes,
the balance.
was
Yes.
something that
Yeah.
we were constantly overstressing on, that we have other teams who are building revenue, and somewhere we were there with the scissors to cut, and we had to cut some process, but it shouldn't bleed. So
Right.
we were so on our toes all the time that whenever we used to see a presentation that referrals are going high, we used to have palpitation that, oh my God, now I have to check if there's any rejection associated with it or not.
Yeah.
So that kept us on our toes, the basic rejection control itself without touching the revenue.
Right.
So that
right.
was something.
Yeah.
And
Some
then
of the occasion we involved her also in
Yes.
the
Yeah.
meeting.
Yes.
Like in, say, for example, consultation.
Okay.
You have blocked
Okay.
some of the cases where automatic, after 7 days, the consultation will be charged. So we take a consensus of rejection, keeping in mind that whether this will be rejected, the claim will be rejected. So we take
Yeah.
her into the picture that
Yes.
whether the claim will be rejected. So give her insight.
Okay. Okay.
You
Yeah.
consider
Right.
dental as a case where
Yeah.
the case will be rejected or not. So it is kind of joint collaboration.
I know.
So
I know. That's
I
true.
think
That's true.
The rejection and revenue will go hand in
Hand
hand.
Yeah. So once
Yes.
you are happy, she's sleepless. And when she is happy, you are sleepless. Okay.
At the
All right.
same 7-day consultation, our aim was to not bill within 7 days because that's
Yeah.
not allowed.
Right.
And his was the minute the 7 days over, you have to bill.
You have to bill, yes,
so
yes.
Exactly.
we were like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
we have to go hand in hand. And
I know.
we both will-
That's the balancing act. True. And it's all came out successful, so we are
Yes,
happy.
alhamdulillah.
We are really missing Dr. Hiba, who is in Egypt right now on her vacation, but she is joining us here to take this question. Dr. Hiba, what do you think has been your biggest learning?
Thank you, Dr. Tasneem, for inviting me to have the tea with you today. Unfortunately, I am in Egypt, but my soul and my spirit with all of you there in Dubai. I want to thank you and Dr. Jamil for including me in this amazing experience in the task force for. I want to thank also our amazing chairs who were very supportive to us, and they were very cooperative, and they have a great innovative idea which improves the patient experience. I want to thank Ms. Minal, my partner during this journey, and my amazing team, Ms. Sharon and Mr. Asiya. I have learned a lot during this amazing experience. And one of the most amazing lessons that I have learned, that's the coordination and the teamwork and the cooperation between all the department. They can achieve the goal that can be impossible to be achieved and make the impossible to be possible.
Thank you, Dr. Hiba. Thank you. Dipnesh, I want to ask you, how has being a part of Thrive 21 changed you as a person? Personally.
Personally, I would say
Yeah.
I had a privilege to get a much insight being a part of Thrive 21. I would say Thrive 21 and Bounce Fire together.
Okay.
So it is my privilege that I get to know the people very closely. Start from the chairs, team members, the clinic administrator, the nurses. So I think that is a wonderful journey. And
Did you build any friendships in all these interactions?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
A lot of interaction with the clinic
Yeah.
admin, the nurses, the nursing supervisor, and of course the chairs. So if I would say my job description is internal auditor, so the chairs or whoever look as a kind of auditor. So auditor is you can't share information. Now in this Thrive 21, they look as a kind of advisor or consultant. He's a guy who will help us
Okay.
solve
Okay.
the problem.
Okay.
He's with us to help us to solve the problem.
Right.
And I acted in that way only.
That's good.
So I
That's
kept
good.
my job description aside. It is with HR file.
Okay.
And I acted in a differently
Yeah.
to achieve the overall objective. The
Okay,
main purpose
okay.
is what is set, like Dr. Jamil and you has mentioned that what is the outcome of Thrive 21, why we have kept a bounce
Yeah.
fire and Thrive 21. So I think we all collaboratively work towards that.
Great.
And this is
Great.
the outcome of Thrive 21 and bounce
Yeah.
fire. So I think it is a great learning. Knowing the people, where is the pain factor, which is real pain. We know that there is a rejection, services are approved, not rendered. We know the
Yeah,
pain.
yeah, yeah.
But where is the real issue? What are the real factor?
Yeah.
I think that is we know the insight about it,
Yeah.
and then when we know the people closely, and it is kind of thing that we can solve this issue.
Solving
It is
becomes
not
easier that way.
it
Yes.
is not that
Yes.
we can't solve this issue.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can solve
Yeah.
this issue.
Yeah.
There is a way to solve this issue. So I think this is this is the things that personally has make a change in myself.
All right. Thank you, Dipnesh. Thank you.
Like to
Yeah.
add here,
Yeah.
Doctor, that we also got to know the chairpersons very closely.
Right.
Because
Right.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have been associated with them or reporting to them
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
on our regular job.
Regular. Yes.
So we
Yes.
got to know how it is.
I think this way, Bounce and
Yes.
Thrive, it was very different.
Very different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got to know each boss.
Yeah. And the inputs you got were different. It was not the same kind of thing continuing
Yes.
from Bounce to
Yes.
Thrive. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because bounce was by the time we settled with our 3 or 4
Yes.
chairs,
Yes.
the Thrive completely structure got changed.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
thrived us.
Every 30-40
Yes, all of us thrive together. That's
Yes.
the name. Yes,
chairs
yes,
got changed.
yes.
And so I think it was multi-reporting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have almost reported to all the core
I
committee
think,
members.
I think the personal growth for everyone who
Correct,
was
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's
So they
true.
also understand us, and
Yes,
we also understand
yes,
them.
yeah.
So I
that's
think
good.
that is a
Yeah.
really
Out
good.
of our comfort zone, like
Correct. Yeah. We came.
Yeah,
Everyone came out of comfort zone.
Yes, that's true.
Whether it's
That's
a
true.
team leader, team member,
Yeah, yeah.
chairs, everyone came out
Yeah,
of comfort
yeah.
zone and contributed to the ultimate objective, what we
Correct.
have set for.
Yes,
And I
yes.
also gained weight, by the way, because of the stress. I gained weight.
Oh, you were naming that for it. So see, there's gain and loss together, and it balances everything out. I think that's the best outcome. Yeah. Minal, has Thrive integrated the organization? In what way has Thrive connected people across the organization,
Yes,
according to you?
Definitely, Thrive has integrated the organization,
Hmm.
and from our redefining customer experience task force, we had different approaches
Yeah.
to connect with people at all the branches. So, like the first time we visit and connect through training, orientation, or the second time we visited, and if it was not working, we were reorienting and visiting, having meeting with the branch management. For the third time, if it was still not working,
Yeah.
requested our chairs, joint chairs,
Okay,
to visit
okay.
the branches and connect,
Yeah,
communicate
absolutely.
with the leaders, with the physicians especially. And thus we understood, the teamwork is never having to take all the blame yourself.
Ah, okay.
And share the blame with your team members along with the joint chair. So
Yeah.
I would like to thank our joint chair of Bounds as well as for all the Thrive 2021 doctors.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you. So teamwork is, you have redefined teamwork now. Okay.
Yeah, it was not like that, they're chairs. It was generally just like colleagues,
Yes.
You
Yeah.
tell us what is the issue, we'll directly focus on that. They were not trying to, I'll say it, maybe it looks a little different, to teach us anything, but
Yeah.
rather than to know what is the,
Yeah.
issue and let us solve it together.
Very good.
So
Yes.
this is how they
Yeah.
approached
like a
throughout.
360-degree evaluation.
Yeah.
Since we are right now talking a lot about chairs, so on a lighter note, can any one of you mimic any one of your chairs?
I think
I think Dipnesh can mimic.
is a good mimic, actually.
Yes, go on.
Yes.
Go on. We would love to see that.
Dr. Anthony.
With a due respect, I can.
Sure. I'm sure they will enjoy it also.
Dr. Anthony.
Okay.
So when I met Dr. Anthony first time,
Yeah.
he told me, Dipnesh, what is the spelling of revenue? And I mentioned, I responded him the revenue spelling.
Okay.
So he said, Mr. Dipnesh, I really don't know about the revenue. But you know the revenue, so we rely on you. But how we are going to go ahead about it? Since you are expert, you have to tell us how we are going to go about it. I think we should focus on the processes. And Mr. Faiz on the other side, what is the result? What is the outcome?
So Dr. Anthony is always slow.
He's
Is it?
calm, he's focused on the process.
Yeah, he's into
And
process.
Mr. Faiz, outcome.
Result
What is the result?
Yes.
What is the
What's
result?
the outcome?
So I think
I think they both again balanced each other. I think here what we are finding is everything is getting
Yes.
balanced.
balance.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
my boss, Kadri sir, is always encouraging.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dr. Anthony, sorry.
Yes,
No, I think he will be pleased.
so he's all my boss. I think if you're interacting,
Mimic.
he would be like, okay, he's every time encouraging. So he'd be like, Mashallah, I know you can do it. I know it is in you and you have it in you. And I'm very confident of your capabilities. Go ahead, do it. I'm very confident in you. Mashallah, you'll do it. That he's always very, very encouraging. And then he leaves it. He leaves the ball in your court. That's it. So he's like, every time, he's always
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. What about you? Your chairs?
I think if I talk about Mr. Jalil and Dr. Ahmed itself or anybody else, it's just that everybody has, maybe I can start with, like Dipnesh correctly mentioned, Mr. Faiz is very,
No, I don't want description of him. I want a mimicry of them.
Okay, again, I believe Dr. Ahmed is like, whenever I will speak to him or I would want to discuss anything with him, he's like, he will listen and he'll keep the pen on the table and then he'll like, listen, Dr. Asiya, this is not going to happen this way. You will have to understand this. You'll have to understand that.
Okay.
And this is how it is going to be. Okay? Is this
Okay.
clear? And he'll just make it
Yeah.
very short and he'll be like, pursue now. And Mr. Jalil is like, obviously, whenever we discuss with him, he has a huge, great insight and description, always. So that is this thing. But probably I'll mimic little about Dr. Adil with due respect. It was altogether a different scenario to see when Dr. Adil is always there on the screen. in the meetings also. Nobody will open the camera, but he will definitely make sure that
opens the
he's
camera.
always there and he's very attentive. Every time, whenever there is a meeting, he'll get another call. He'll get a call in between, and he's like, "Okay, CPR, okay, emergency, okay, this, okay, that," and continues the meeting as well. So that is there, and then he will report also. Okay, Dr. Asiya, I spoke to this doctor. There is this problem. There is that problem. I was like, okay, doctor. I mean, as I mentioned, that he's reporting. So that kind of thing was all together excellent.
That's nice.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Minal, what
so
about you?
Dr. Adil, like,
Okay.
our chairs, Dr. Jyotish, Dr. Adil had patients, so they had to balance between their time and the joint chair responsibility. So they would be like, Minal, I'll be joining the meeting, I'm driving the car, I'm just joining now. And then once they join, we start appreciating, encouraging, like how you're saying. We are very, like Mr. Kadri as well, encouraging all the time and leaving us that, you take this decision, empowerment to us. So that's how we have achieved our, experience. And Dr. Jyotish always, experience is everything. So let's get it right for the patients.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank
Adil
you.
is always like that. Dr. Adil, whenever his mic is like on, he'll first start with, "I would like to thank all of you for giving in so much putting in so much effort, being supportive, and thank you very much. You all are doing very good work." And then he would go off the mic and he would be with his patient. Again, he would go on the mic. "Thank you all very much. You're very supportive." And we're like, "Yes, Dr. Adil, thank you."
We appreciate you a lot.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you to all the chairs, all the team members, and everyone associated with Thrive 21. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doctor, for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us today as we felicitated our prime personalities for this season. And we will be giving them some gift mementos and certificates now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.